Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, as a series win for the Orioles down there against the Astros, could have been a sweep, but few times there, Ramon Urias getting the better of his old ball club. Very close middle game. Had to go into extra innings for the Astros to come out on top. Unfortunately for the Orioles. But that's not even a big headline. Brandon Young almost had a perfect game in the first game. Came within what, 4 outs ish? Ooh, that's close. And you know what? That's not even the biggest headline. Dylan Beavers finally made his Orioles debut. Oh, and that's not even the biggest headline. Excuse me. Samuel Basallo making his big league debut Sunday's game. Holy shit. Who'd have thought a team this far out of it could have such a exciting series against another division leader? Because yes, playing the Seattle Mariners the series before this, they were the division winner. And because they lost the series to the Orioles, Astros division winner. Weird. Alright, let's get right to it. You see them on MassSports.com. Let's get to that first game. Not scrolled up far enough. Oopsie. Baltimore Orioles 7, Houston Astros nothing. 1 hit. Also 1 error. Yeah. Actually happened on the same play. Very disappointing. Holiday 1 hit, Westberg 2 hits, also walk once, Henderson hit 2 RBIs, Rutschman 1 hit, Mountcastle 2 hits, Mayo hit an RBI, Jeremiah Jackson 2 hits and an RBI. Shaping up to be a nice player so far. Learned a lot of progression in the outfield, though not necessarily his natural position. Has had a lot more infield experience in the minor leagues. So what they might be, the Orioles organization, might be molding him into a utility player. Somebody that can play third, second, left field, right field. It's pretty useful. Greg Allen, Ofer, only plate appearance. Dylan Carlson, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Daniel Johnson, just 1 hit. And you can see defensive change here. Greg Allen running for Jeremiah Jackson and goes into center field, and Daniel Johnson goes from center to right. But that, not going to see too much of those two for the rest of this season. I'm talking about Greg Allen and Daniel Johnson. Spoiler alert. Mountcastle with a double, Carlson, Mayo with home runs. Okay. Kobe Mayo up to 5 home runs now. All right. Errors throwing. Yes, Brandon Young with the throwing error. Yes, that is how the perfect game got snapped. Well, technically not the error. Swinging bunt by Ramon Urias. Just not hit hard enough or deep enough for Westberg to get it at third base. So it had to be Brandon Young fielding it. And a right-handed pitcher falling off on the left side of the mound, going all the way to the right side of the diamond. Then having to turn his body and throw to get the out, yeah, just not going to happen. Though, he had time. And that's where the error comes in. Because he rushed the throw, and it went wide. Now, they're saying that Ramon Urias, you're going to credit him with an infield hit there, but since the throw allowed him to go to second base, there was an error. But Brandon Young was able to get the very next man out. So 8 full innings pitched for Brandon Young. 93 pitches, which is today's baseball. That's a low number. 93 pitches for 8 innings. Wow. Only giving up the 1 hit. No runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts. Yeah, really turning it on here. Well, he's from the Houston-ish area, so a little extra juice in the tank there. But hopefully we see a few more good outings from him this year. And hopefully he doesn't get sent away because you got a few starting pitchers that are getting close. Yet no news on them. Well, I'll get to them later. Yarmil Geraldo in for the 9th inning. Yeah, putting Geraldo in the 9th, but it is a 7-run lead, so it's not really a high leverage situation. He pitched very well, though again, it was 7-0 at this point, so how much of that is a little bit of desperation at the plate by the Houston Astros and the battery taking advantage of that. So Geraldo with the full 9th inning pitch, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Damn, why couldn't we get some performances like this shit earlier in the year? Maybe we wouldn't be so far behind from the wild card. Disappointing. But oh well. Let's get to game 2. Some of this was what we've seen the whole year from the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore Orioles 4, Houston Astros 5. Final in 12 innings. Holiday hit 2 RBIs, Westberg 1 hit, Henderson walk, Rutschman 0 for, Luis Vasquez pinch running late. Did not get a plate appearance. Austin Jackson came in to catch. Excuse me. Ryan Mountcastle 1 hit, Dylan Beavers 1 hit. First major league hit, first major league extra base hit. Yes, double in the 9th inning. And no, he didn't come around to score. Again, more of the same from the Orioles. Kobe Mayo 0 for. Daniel Johnson 1 hit. Dylan Carlson 2 hits, 2 RBIs, also walked once. Again, Beavers with a double, Carlson with a triple, and Carlson with a home run. Holiday also with a home run. And yes, those were 2-run home runs from Carlson and Holiday. So, yeah. A lot of pitchers pitching in this game for the Orioles. Well, for everybody. Rico Garcia became the de facto opener. Well, Cade Povich slated to pitch. So, what do the Astros do? You put a bunch of righties in there. Okay, so then you, as the manager, Tony Mansolino, it's where some of these folks are starting to use some of these openers now. Remember, Tampa Bay Devil Rays started this way back when. I don't know if they were necessarily doing it because teams would stack handedness against the starting pitcher, or if they were doing it to try to get a little bit more length out of their starting pitcher. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. But when you have a lefty like a Povich out there and everybody wants to stack righties, well, then you can adjust fire a little bit and put in a right-handed relief pitcher. Rico Garcia gets through the inning a little bit shaky, but he does pitch the full first inning. Does give up 2 hits, but no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. All right, well, you throw it. Only able to get 5 innings out of Povich. I think the hope there is that maybe you can get 6 or 7 out of him. Just couldn't do it. Povich ended up throwing 91 pitches. Povich pitching 5 full innings, the 2nd through the 6th. Does give up 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, but strikes out 10. Huh. Two-thirds of his outs were strikeouts. It's weird. While you also gave up 5 hits, 3 walks, and 3 runs. It's odd, but it's whatever, I guess. Cade Stroud, the first man out of the pen since Rico Garcia started it. Technically, Cade Povich came in relief. It's weird when they do the opener shit. It's weird. Because after so long, we just got used to, referring to things certain ways. And now you throw a monkey in the wrench here. And it's like, what the hell? Cade Stroud, first bullpen arm out of the bullpen. Since Povich is technically a starter. In relief. Stroud in relief. Pitching the full 7th inning, gives up 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Not the greatest outing we've seen from Cade Stroud, but It's fine. It's fine. Young-ish guy, though Elias drafted him in, 2019, so kind of hoped that he'd be a little further along by now, but it's fine. Shocking, right? A Mike Elias drafted pitcher. Yennier Cano in for the 8th inning. Cano back to form. No hits, no runs, the 1 walk, but 1 strikeout. So, nice to see that. Geraldo in for, 9th inning now? Yeah, now you're putting Geraldo in a high leverage situation. It's a tie game now. Tie game. Pitching the full 9th inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Okay. Dietrich ends throwing the next 2 innings, the 10th and the 11th. Full 10th and the full 11th. No hits, no runs, 2 walks, but 3 strikeouts. Very nice outing from him. Only 26 pitches to get through those 2 innings. Went relatively quick. And here comes Keegan Aiken for the 12th inning. Only able to get 2 outs in the 12th inning. That close. Oh, well, I guess, right? And shocker, it was Arias. It was Arias with the hit. Yeah. So Keegan Aiken only pitches 2/3 of an inning. Doesn't give up a hit, but it does give up the run, unearned run. Does walk 2 batters. No strikeouts. Yeah. Take a look at the play-by-play here. You can see in the 12th inning, yes, with a man on second, Altuve intentionally walked. Makes sense. I do feel like Tony Mansolino and the Orioles coaching staff used the intentional walk a lot more than they used to. To a certain extent, it worked out. Kind of a bad play or bad decision by Jordan Westburg, which kind of sucks, but that is going to happen. Yanier Diaz grounds out the second base. So you got second and third now. You intentionally walk Christian Walker. You got 1 out. And Ramon Arias hits it's a little harder hit than a swinging bunt that he hit off of Brandon Young. Definitely a little deeper. Now, Westburg, instead of coming to the plate and getting the force out at home plate and then facing the pitcher spot next, because, Houston Astros ended up doing that, using their DH, so the pitcher spot was due up next, which is part of the reason why it was a bad decision. Westburg decides to try to turn a double play. Now, they get out at second and ball wasn't hit hard enough to get Ramon Arias at first base. And again, the idea is live to fight another day, especially when it's the pitcher spot that's up next. And if I remember correctly, the Houston Astros were out of bench players, right? Because they used 1 here. Caratini was the last one, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus the 9 that are already in there. That's your 13 position players. And a pitcher spot left. You had a pitcher spot up next, and you didn't have an actual hitter to put in there. Let that sink in. Yeah, it was the wrong decision. I know hindsight is 20/20, but yeah, disappointing. Though, to be perfectly honest with you, that's not what really lost the Orioles the game. It's really the offense. And again, more of the same shit. See, here in the 9th, Dylan Beavers, leadoff double. Coleman Mayo, Daniel Johnson, Dylan Carlson, strikeout. Can't even move the kid up. Kid moves up on a pass ball. Yep. Coming in here to the 10th inning. Who is it? Carlson out there? Carlson's out on second base. Holiday strikeout. Westberg strikeout. Can't even move the dude up. Walk Henderson and Rutschman flies out. Here in the 11th inning. Again, man on second already. Luis Vasquez pinch running for Adley Rutschman. Mountcastle fly to deep right field. Okay, well at least you allow the guy to move up. At least he moves up. Astros bring their infield in. Again, hindsight 2020. If they're going to bring their infield in, you can't have a go on contact play on third base. You can't. You can't do that. For two reasons. One, the infielders are closer to the plate, so it's a shorter throw. And two, the third baseman also being pulled in is closer to third. So when a line out, like what Dylan Beavers did, real easy to double him off. So, no, I don't think you should have been going on contact there. Why? Why? Again, live to fight another day. I mean, if you hit the ball deep enough, he's on third base. With the drawn in infield, no. No. I forgot it doesn't even play. Oh, he's super fast. He doesn't play. Luis Vasquez doesn't play. Does he even know what baseball is? I don't think he knows what baseball is because he never gets any playing time. Especially now, even though the Ramon Arias isn't on the team anymore because he was sucking up a lot of those third base or second base options. Now it's just Westberg, Henderson, and Holiday all the time. I guess in my opinion, I would be getting Luis Vasquez in a few times. Get him 2 starts a week. Now you get him nothing. Whatever. Or maybe one. Maybe he's getting one a week. That's doesn't make a lot of sense. He's got to get into the game flow. And apparently you need to get into the game flow because there's no reason to be going on contact there. There's no reason. A base hit, he scores. A fly ball, he scores. A drawn in infield, it's going to be tough to score on that. Even if it's hit on the ground and not in the air a little bit. Even if it's hit on the ground, it's going to be tough to score. And then, if he does hit it in the air and one of the infielders catches it, he's out at third base. But whatever. Do your thing. Oh! And just icing on the cake, the 4th straight inning, you start with the runner in scoring position and no outs. Or I guess technically you didn't start that way in the 9th because Beavers doubled, but you know what I'm trying to say there. Here you go. In the 12th inning, I don't even remember who was... I guess would it be Vasquez that was out there again? That's a good question. I don't know what they would have done. It doesn't say it here. I feel like it couldn't be Luis Vasquez because wouldn't they go in the order? So it would be Dylan Beavers out there at second base. I honestly don't remember. But if I understand the rules the way I think I understand the rules, it's supposed to be Dylan Beavers out there. Kobe Mayo line out. Daniel Johnson strike out. Dylan Carlson fly out. Oddly enough, there was no pinch hitting. Luis Vasquez was it. You didn't pinch hit. Who was the other? Jeremiah Jackson? It's somewhat odd, right? You would think the Orioles would do that. They only used Luis Vasquez off the bench. Huh. That's weird. Or I guess they use Alex Jackson as well to go in there for Rutschman. But it's still weird because he still had two guys. Who was it? Jeremiah Jackson and... That's a damn good question. Who the hell was it? Ryan Noda. It's weird that you didn't use one of them. But whatever. Is what it is. Let's get to game 3. Could have used a little more of this offense the day before. Baltimore Orioles 12, Houston Astros nothing. Wow. So the Orioles scored a total of 23 runs in this series, and the Astros scored 5? Wow. Yeah, I never would have predicted that. Holiday, 2 hits and an RBI, also walked twice. Westberg, 4 hits, 5 RBIs. Yeah. Trying to make up for that misplay. Dylan Carlson comes in late to replace Westberg in a lineup. He goes in to play right field. I'm not sure. Oh, Jeremiah Jackson down there. That's what it was. Gunnar Henderson, 0 but he did have 2 RBIs and 2 walks. He's the only guy that actually got a plate appearance because Alex Jackson didn't get a plate appearance. Actually get an official at bat, not have a hit. But 2 sacrifices for the 2 RBIs and walked twice. So that's pretty good. Luis Vasquez coming in defensive replacement late. Did not get an at bat. Okay. Adley Rutschman hit and 2 RBIs. Alex Jackson also coming in defensive replacement late. Did not get an at bat. It's whatever. Colton Cowser. Yeah, Colton Cowser's back. Congratulations in there at center field. Okay. 1 hit. All right. Samuel Basallo, welcome to the show. Congratulations on your call-up and congratulations on getting robbed. Yeah, would have had a home run. 2 robberies by the right fielder for the Astros. Who is it? A Mr. Sanchez. Robbed a grand slam from Gunnar Henderson and robbed a 3-run home run from Samuel Basallo for his first major league hit and home run. You dirty bastard. You had to get one on it because we were kicking your ass the whole series. You had to take 2 back, didn't you? That's okay. Runners were on. Samuel Basallo ends up getting his RBIs and his first hit a little bit later. That's fine. 1 hit, 2 RBIs for Samuel Basallo. He DH'd. Have not seen him at catcher yet. We'll see if we do. How many times we do. Oh, and you can see Rutschman, Jackson, and Basallo. Got it. We'll see how long that continues. Mainly, we'll have to look in the offseason. If they keep Mountcastle, that probably won't continue. If they get rid of Mountcastle, then you might see him carry 3 catchers because at least one of them can double as another first baseman. Okay. Kobe Mayo 1 hit. Dylan Beavers, another hit for Dylan Beavers. Also walked once. And Jeremiah Jackson, 3 hits. Started in right field and went to third. Played third when they brought Carlson in to play right field. Excuse me. All that offense and not that many extra base hits, which is weird. 1 double by Mayo and 1 home run by Westberg. That's it. Put 7 runs on the board. That's all. So that's what happened when you get robbed. 2 home runs get robbed. Dean Kramer on the mound for this one. Day game, Dino strikes again, going 7 full innings. I don't know that I would have done this. Definitely not something I would have done because Dean Kramer ends up throwing 114 pitches. Yeah, he started that 7th inning at about, 92 or 93. I wouldn't have done it because I feel like there's no reward for that other than, here you go, Dean Kramer, go out there and throw 114 pitches because apparently that's what Dean Kramer wants because he wants to throw 120, 130 an outing because he feels that's what starters should do. At least that's what they did at one time. Okay, I mean, I kind of understand that logic. Giving your players something that they want, a goal that they want to achieve, it makes sense, but at the same time, does the risk meet the reward? Now, at the same time, what Tony Mansolino is saying that Dean Kramer will be pushed back for his next start. Didn't confirm what's going to happen, but if Dean Kramer gets pushed back in his next start, that means another pitcher is slotting into the rotation. Yeah. It's going to happen. When it's going to happen, we don't know. We don't know. But yeah, somebody's coming back to the rotation. Dean Kramer pitched in a full 7 innings, does give up 3 hits, but no runs, walking 1, striking out 7. Wonderful performance from him. Grant Wolfram, pitching the full 8th inning, does give up the hit, but no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. So far, my money is on Wolfram making the team next year. Because you do need another lefty. Cianel Perez didn't really pan out this year. And I don't think he is in the organization anymore. I have to look that up. I keep thinking to look that up. I may have said it in a video whether he's stuck in the organization or not. I don't remember. And they traded away Soto. So Keegan Akin being on a lefty out there. You do kind of need another lefty. It would appear that Wolfram is doing really well. You also have Dietrich Enns. So, look, if you got 8 guys out there in the bullpen, 3 lefties, that seems about right. Dietrich Enns looks like he might stick around next year. Because, yeah, bullpen was shaken up hard. More so by the trade of Brian Baker. I did feel like we knew Sir Anthony Dominguez and Gregory Soto were going to be leaving. We didn't really think Kittredge was going to go because he had the team option or the club option or however you want to say it for next year. So we'll see. Moving forward, they're definitely going to have to go shopping for some relief pitching in the offseason. Probably at least one starter too, but I guess really got to get there when we get there. We got to get through these games first, don't we? Corbin Martin on for the 9th inning. A little shaky, pitching a full 9th inning. Does give up 2 hits, but no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. I don't know if Corbin Martin, I almost want to call him Corbin Burns. What's this, a rule? Michael Elias has to have somebody named Corbin on his team? I don't know if he's going to make it next year. I mean, he looks okay enough. See, I mean, you got a lot of slots. I mean, I don't think Geraldo is going to make it to next year. We'll see. I mean, maybe another year or two till Geraldo is we'll call it a mainstay in a bullpen. You really need another high leverage reliever, another setup type man, and you're going to need a closer. Because who knows what's going on with Felix Bautista. And of course, at the same time, he's never pitched a full major league season in relief, as a relief pitcher. Ever. Actually. Just on a roster in Major League Baseball. Not good. Not good. Oh, I meant to go and look at the numbers. Shit. Oh, and I'm all the way down to... Shit. Alright. Yeah. Alright, but enough of that. What happened in the series. Let's get to the article here. Shit. Alright. I didn't mean to be starting all the way down there. I meant to be starting up at the top. Because this is the more important part. Article here by Rockabacco. I'm really talking about here what I think is more noteworthy, at least for my purposes. Tyler Wells completing another rehab start over the weekend. 77 pitches. What was Bradish in his last one? 79? pitched 72 before that one. Bradish is ready to come back. Okay, yeah. I think I mentioned Tuesday in Boston. It doesn't look like it, so maybe Thursday. Yeah, because the series is starting Thursday. I don't know. And it's entirely possible Wells is going to be right behind him. I mean, look, if Wells pitched Saturday night, he could pitch again Friday. This coming Friday. He could. Bradish could pitch Thursday. Wells could pitch Friday. It's a real possibility. Especially when Tony Mansolino comes out and says, oh, well, we let Kramer go that long because he's going to be pushed back the next time. His next start will be pushed back. At least one of them boys is going to be ready. Now, it's possible that Wells goes in relief. Though if he's going in there in relief, why are you stretching him out to 77 pitches? I don't really know. But, again, we'll have to see when, whatever Thursday rolls around. All right, another article. This one not by Rockabacco. This by the Masson staff. Dylan Beavers, contract selected. Wearing number 12. Greg Allen. What have I been calling him? Georgia. Have I been calling him George Allen? Gregory. I think I've been calling him Gregory Allen. Apparently he goes by Greg. I'm sorry. Greg Allen designated for assignment. I think they moved. In one of these moves, they moved Eflin to like the 68-day IL. It's not that that's really a major deal. This is a little bit bigger news here. Also by the Masson staff. Samuel Basayo, contract selected. Colton Cowser reactivated or reinstated from the concussion injury list. Daniel Johnson optioned and Ryan Noda also optioned. So I guess what I didn't realize, and I don't remember why it is, because Greg Allen could not be optioned, but Daniel Johnson and Ryan Noda could be optioned. I don't remember why that is, but here's the Eflin thing. But that's good, because Daniel Johnson, to be perfectly honest, watching him play, and I'm looking at him like, man, that is Cedric Mullins. He bats left, he throws left, he does throw left. I don't remember what hand he throws with. He's short, he's fast. It's Cedric Mullins, and I think he's half a year younger. Okay. Ryan Noda, yeah, it's nice that you can keep some of these guys in the organization. We'll see if we see them anymore this year. The roster will expand, September 1st, so we'll probably see at least one of them. Of course, no, it's one pitcher and one hitter. Yeah, they can bring back one pitcher and one hitter. I wonder if they might be waiting until then for Wells. It's possible, I guess. Of course, he might send somebody away and bring Wells up. I don't know. Oh, last one here by the Masson's staff. Maverick Hanley off the injured list. Remember, he was on a concussion list. Took him a minute to get off of that. And then he sprained a wrist. So he went on the IL for that. Back down to Norfolk. Now coming up here. I think part of it, because if memory serves, I don't think Alex Jackson, I don't think that they can option him. You can option Hanley, so you might as well keep Alex Jackson. Then Alex Jackson's doing fairly well. Seems to be okay behind the dish and okay at the dish. Maverick Hanley, behind the plate, sure. Not so sure about at the plate. But we'll see if we ever get to see Maverick Hanley again. Apparently, the tower was right. The pattern is full. Alright, now you got a weird stretch of the schedule. Another weird stretch of the schedule. I feel like there are so many weird stretches in the Major League Baseball schedule. I don't get it at all. Today, Monday, starting a two-game series with the Boston Red Sox in Boston. A Monday and Tuesday series. And then, we're not going to have a series start on Wednesday, but we're going to have a day off on Wednesday, which happens maybe once a year. Maybe once a year is there an off day. Maybe twice a year. Because I do feel like at times to start the season, they'll play a Thursday game and then they'll have a Friday off day. Just a built-in kind of rain delay kind of thing. It's very weird to have a Wednesday off day, but they got one. Why they couldn't, have the off day Monday and then play Tuesday, but whatever. This is travel day. You can travel from Boston to Baltimore, but yet traveling from Houston to Boston, it's fine. It's fine. And then after the Wednesday day off, 4-game set with the Houston Astros at home, followed immediately by a 4-game set with the Boston Red Sox at home, followed immediately by a 3-game set with the San Francisco Giants, followed immediately by, wow. So yeah, 4, 4, 3, 3, so what is that? That would be 14? That's a 14-game stretch there. Yeah, but it's still weird to have the two-game series. I don't know why we're still doing 2-game sets, but that's fine. That's going to do it for this edition of Ryno's Orioles Report. Please stay tuned for... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't do the times. Rewind. Monday's game, tonight's game, scheduled at 7:10. Tuesday's game also scheduled 7:10. That's going to do it for this edition of Ryno's Orioles Report. Please stay tuned for Wednesday, and we'll discuss the short 2-game series between the Boston Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm the Angry Ryno, and this is Birdland.